And we're live. Hello, everyone. This is Ninja DC joining again for another React video. This time from MLP Season 8, Episode 18. So a mouthful. Join me again is Herd of Bronies.
Hello, all you ponies. I'm a herd of bronies. Welcome back to Let's Watch Season 8.
Hi. He's got the right idea. He's completely phoned in.
It's not you, W Slasher. Oh my god, I'm such a huge fan of that word. Please sign it.
And we're off and running.
Next up, Carlos.
Hey guys, this is Gunmetal Gator here, giving you as much enthusiasm as this episode we're about to watch is about to give us. Hope you guys enjoy the ride as we're just gonna go on this bumpy road together. Oh yeah! It's that play! Smash your head against the wall while you're watching a terrible show. Going up against the odds, losing it all, becoming insane, lose your reason to fight for your favorite. He used to be your favorite. Watch us degradate to nothing. Understand that they're not that grill build up.
Wow, he's already gone. He's already gone insane.
I've been hearing a lot about this episode without even meaning to hear about spoilers.
And you know, folks, that this must be bad. I just come up watching Gen 3, and yet, well, I don't know how insane I am yet. But if I'm hearing like show tunes or something, we're on a highway to insanity, aren't we?
We're on a highway to
hell. We're on a highway to hell.
All right. Next up, Jen.
Hello, it is Jen here, and I just came off watching Gen 3, and oh my gosh, that's all I have to say. That's all I have to say. It's like I have looked into the abyss, and the abyss stared back at me with its cold, lifeless, dead eyes and no moving jaws. But hi, everybody. I'm Jen. Blah, 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 blah. Can't talk. Ready to watch the latest MLP. Well, thankfully, they have better animation, and their jaws freaking move, and their eyes have life in them.
Well, looking at the bright side, Gen 3.5 showed how much 1 year leap in, well, how much a 1 year difference can make from going from Gen 3.5 to 4. Hopefully, we see a similar quality jump when we go to G5 in 2020 or late 2019.
I have to wonder, whoever is behind Gen 5, I really don't know what to expect, honestly, because Gen 4 was the game changer, honestly. It was groundbreaking in so many ways, but very much a game changer. What can Gen 5 do next?
From the way I've been hearing it, because it's all over the place, the way I think they're approaching Gen 5 is it's going to be similar in a tonal shift from Teen Titans to Young Justice.
Wow, so we're going to get serious and dark.
Yeah, it's going to go up in TV rating.
If they bring back, are they going to bring back Tyrek or the Storm King or something?
Apparently, they're wanting to favor new villains and new character. Like
okay.
All right, yeah,
we'll miss
Discord.
Right. Maybe they'll tackle the wonderful world of drug addiction.
Well, that could be fun.
Actually,
that could be fun. Fluttershy actually smoking weed with Tree Hugger. Perfect.
But that actually does remind me of so many of the 80s
I
cartoons.
want another tree. I want to be a tree, dude.
Have you ever thought about like all these trees, like where they go when they die?
You already are the tree.
She wanted to be a tree until she wanted to be a tree until that one episode.
Half of her generation.
It's like, I've always wanted to be a tree hugger. You are the tree.
Yay. Next up, second. Second.
What's going on?
The second opinion, baby. And from a critic first and a fan second. Yes, it is still better than Gen 3.5.
Anything's better than Gen 3.5 at this point.
Actually, though, heck, I might be in favor of the switch to Gen 5. I think a lot of the enthusiasm in Gen 4 is washed out, and not that this is the most similar comparison, but it might be kind of like, the Last Supper painting. Everybody, like, the guy already painted it, but more needs to be done if you want to keep it going. But hey, instead of trying to find a way to paint new paint over it, heck, just start a new one. Maybe, get your own vision going from scratch.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that what it's kind of been going on? I mean, why else would you have all these OCs running around? No offense, Alex.
What was the question there?
Well, I said, hasn't it already been going on? You wouldn't have all these OCs running around, right? Not that there's any. Well, not to say anyone's OC is bad or OCs are bad or anything, but just you probably knew somebody in the family was like, I want my OC,
It sounds like we might be we're talking about different points.
Oh, never mind, I'll just shut up now.
But yeah, that does remind me. Is like we actually were in the pre-chat. Me and Carlos were talking about like how, this season really has been sort of an underwhelming season.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even say it's a bad season, but just like underwhelming is like it's like boring bad. Where it's not like the bad where it's so bad it's just great. It's like hilariously just like to break apart where you can sort of tear apart something. It's like a bad movie. It's just sort of like safe bad where it's like they go through the motions, nothing really changes, and it's like I mean bring up like with Carlos is it's like the main six is don't change anymore. It's like they'll suddenly fight for a reason, but they'll all be back the same at the end of the episode.
Right.
It's like
that was almost my impression of season 6, but I mean season 6 I think was still tallying a lot better on my card by this point than season 8 has so far.
Actually, yes, I would actually agree. I actually would agree with you, second, because
wouldn't blame you there.
I mean, at least season 6 had some of the best Discord, Big Mac, and Spike episodes by this point. Season 8 doesn't even have that.
I mean, season 8 would have
actually, ironically, I think Discord and Spike, his episode together is probably one of the best ones so far. And it's
you mean breakdown?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that one I give absolute credit to that episode, and I'm like, okay, you basically forgave. I forgive you, though. At the same time, it's like I still feel terrible about what you did earlier this season.
Right.
But it's like I just been rewatching certain stuff from like a reviewer who I kind of always disagreed on about certain things about like their opinion about ponies, and then it's like I'm slowly starting to agree with them about one of the characters.
Which character?
Pinky.
What was his thing on Pinky?
He hates the character, finds her annoying.
Okay.
And just like the fact that like the one episode that was like decent enough to him was the Mod Couple episode.
Okay, well,
What?
I might have been willing to understand for a minute, but I think that's all 3 strikes at once there. One for Pinky, one for Mod, and one for Stick in the Mud.
All right.
Thank you, second. Thank you, second.
But
very much.
I say let's wait to complain about Pinky until after this episode with her.
Okay.
Then we can jump into the more season stuff. All right. Does everyone have the episode up?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
1 second here. Just want to make sure.
Are you still using your phone or your computer?
Oh, I'm on the phone this time. I like I said, I hadn't gotten the laptop yet set up, but I'm ready.
All right.
This is called Yakity Sax, right? Yakity Sax.
Don't talk
back.
All right. a yak episode. It's such high standards to start with. All right, let's go.
Mhm.
And, though to be fair, I forget her name.
Yona.
Yona. She's actually likable, which is
Oh, yeah.
saying a lot for
adorable.
yaks.
She's
Mhm.
adorable.
Heck, the
I want-
last
I
time
want
I
a
saw
plushie
the
of her.
yaks, they were like passable. They were just
Yak
about
smash.
the likable lugs that it seemed like the show wanted them to be.
Yes.
Yak smash.
All right, but I guess with that said, everyone ready to begin?
Mhm.
Ready.
Yes.
All right, press play in 3, 2, 1, play.
Yak smash.
Action is coming.
Hey, hello there, Fluttershy.
And Satan spawn.
Yeah.
And
And that
they
one
go
character,
so well together.
and that one character who got a spin-off from Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Cute.
Don't buy it, Fluttershy.
Some poor creature's in trouble.
Is it the frog?
Help it. Oh,
Mm.
listen to that suffering. It must be in horrible agony.
Or it could be a me.
Oh no.
The fake out is.
It's a. I think this might be a callback to season 3. Ooh.
Injured chimeras sound like.
With sniffleitis in two of its heads and kennel cough in its third.
Okay.
There's the bagpipes.
I really wish John was here for this episode now.
Oh no.
Uh-huh. So it was a joke about how bad Pinky's playing was.
Uh,
Okay, Fluttershy's faces are going to like so many meme faces at once.
Yes, an angel best commentary.
Yes. For once, it's a good thing. With that
Oh,
bunny.
it's useful.
Well, we have to admit, Angel isn't dumb. He's just evil.
He's evil, that's what he is. Angel's not dumb in any sense, he's just evil. And a spoiled brat. He's an evil spoiled brat.
Mhm.
And I cannot get this thing volume up for the life of me. Oh, whatever.
Angel can be entertaining.
Yeah.
I haven't always. It's like,
Here it
okay.
is. Perfect. Really?
Alright.
It's like a train wreck in progress.
It's from the Reactor, where it's actually quite popular.
Oh, it's Yakistan instrument.
Uh,
Not exactly. It's known
they
for
have,
its
the Yakistanis. They had to perfect the art of smashing even your eardrums.
Let's. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Waka waka waka.
Oh my god.
Honestly to say, I've never heard anything like it in my life.
When AJ's funnier than Pinkie Pie, that's a very bad sign
got
for
a
an episode.
Yes.
Yes! Rainbow being the true element of honesty.
Yes.
Okay,
You only like it
and I
'cause it's
think I know
squishy.
where this is going.
Oh, okay. Okay, that was when Rainbow dashes down. That's the note meme. That's the new note meme.
Pinky,
That's
are you
the-
falling in love with an instrument?
Oh, they're doing that
She
plot
is.
with the well, we're happy it makes you happy. It's going to be the plot about how nobody wants to tell her.
Somebody
Kill
just told her
yourself.
She sucks.
Oh, it's okay. She's gone.
Oh,
Like an apple core caught up in a pulp grinder?
That's not even what it sounds like.
Okay, so maybe she isn't good yet, but she's our friend, and we should be supportive.
Yeah.
She just started playing. She's bound to get better. Right?
Yeah, we just need to be supportive of her practicing. So the getting better part
Um,
is
and
Or
the
you could
fact
use
that
a
they think
soundproofing
that's
spell.
the fact that they think that's the solution, because it was hilarious the first time. Yeah, it means it can't be the solution for most, if not all, of the episode.
Hey.
And now she's gonna wake up all the babies.
Hey,
All
Smokey
the animals.
family.
No. Don't do it. Oh, God.
No, Pinky!
No, not
She woke up
Clementine.
all the baby animals.
See, it's that bad. No, like,
Oh,
like
God.
that bad. Waka,
yeah, we have to-
waka, waka.
And now it looks like Pinky's gonna do the same mistake her Rainbow's parents did in parental guidance.
Oh no, why?
Well, actually more effective.
Seriously, why?
Hey,
By
it's
the
got
look
to
of your face, I can tell you like the bagpipes.
Seriously.
I think you mean the
Alright,
bad
that's good.
pipes.
The apples
Yes.
somehow.
It is.
Don't you mean the bad
Who even
vibes?
makes the apples explode?
Yeah, it
The
matches
apples
the
come-
apple's natural frequency, or however it works when you collapse bridges that way.
We need to call Auntie Apple Saucy.
See,
Alright.
because it's that bad.
This past the point of her just being bad and just
Sometimes it is
reach the
This
point
is
of
just-
she's being bad.
This is
Like-
obnoxious.
You don't play annoying, like, loud music when people are doing their jobs. It's just
No,
like,
you don't.
no. Even if it's
No,
you're
but
a
see,
great
then it
musician.
wouldn't be funny. No, you don't understand. It's a joke. It's
a trophy?
Silver place.
It's over.
Second place, honestly.
Well, Rainbow, you should enjoy being second.
It actually doesn't look bad. Looks like
Fruit blasting melodies. I got an orchard full of nothing but applesauce.
Fluttershy, I can relate.
Well, I can understand that.
Oh, so very tired.
Aw.
I mean, I know
Okay, I'm sure
she's
any
so
parent could,
tired.
like, recognize
She's
that.
playing for moons now, and she's not getting any better.
Wait, it's been moons?
She's gotten worse. Okay, maybe we can just pretend she's really good.
No.
I'll find a spell that will.
Oh, no.
No way.
We're not going through that again. How well it worked out when you weren't honest with Celestia about her acting ability.
Oh.
Let's see, we've got a theme going this season
Not very good at the Ovidophone.
of episodes that rely on one joke and
And now she's causing chaos.
She
don't
is
care
being
about
Discord
writing.
without any of the jokes.
I mean,
even
seriously,
the-
isn't like a soundproofing spell out of the question? Like, create a bubble where she can play without bothering anyone? Like,
You drove them all out, Pinky.
I take requests.
Ew.
We take a request to
Can I
shut
request
up.
a new episode? I mean, the humidophone's not even the annoying part. It's that they ham it up this much, and that's all they care about doing. Yeah, and of course, Pinkie Pie has to say she loves it more than life itself.
Pinky,
Because-
Pinky, you suck. We have to say, Pinky, you suck.
Oh.
Oh, come on.
Please, listen to Rainbow Dash.
Oh.
Fine. So, Pinky, remember when we all were shocked to discover Princess Celestia wasn't so good at acting? Yeah, she was awful. But
Hey guys,
Yeah.
my computer glitched out and now I'm frozen.
Okay,
Uh-oh.
pause.
all right, pause.
Yeah, it just literally just like as soon as it happened, like my screen is blacked out at 8:23, and I'm like, what the heck?
All right, everyone go back to 8:20. Yeah, 8:20.
Okay.
8:20?
Mhm.
Yeah. Even the episodes you're trying to escape.
Hold
My
on,
compu-
I
my
gotta
com-
get to 8:20 first.
Yeah, my computer was like GTFO. Even I know you can't salvage this episode, man.
Yep.
I mean, the one
we
thing
go.
I will say about this episode so far, there are so many great reaction faces. So
Yes.
good job, animators. Bad job, writer.
Yeah,
I
definitely.
mean, meme faces like that. We haven't had an actual meme in so long because they keep trying to force them to what 20% cooler. I'd like to be a tree. We don't get that anymore because yeah, the gags aren't really character based so much as.
There's also plenty of nope memes, like the one where Rainbow Dash is slowly backing away. I think that is the brand new. That is the brand new nope animation.
All right, but is everyone ready?
Yes.
Yes.
And 8:20. All right, press
Yes.
play in 3, 2, 1, play.
That's kind of a random thing to bring up.
Yeah, John needs to see this episode.
Okay.
Yeah, see, they thought that episode through. That wasn't just another one joke episode.
Oh.
We all support you, but we're afraid
Good golly,
Really,
Miss
Rainbow?
Molly!
and none of us
You
want
play
that's
like
so-
a hog.
can't do well. Oh. Why didn't you just say so?
I mean, that was a wrong moral. You just have to not be obnoxious with your playing.
What?
Yeah.
Lunch break's over. Gotta get back to the bakery. Those apple turnovers aren't gonna apple themselves.
Okay, I'm
He's
getting a
dying
bit.
inside.
I am
What?
disturbed. I am disturbed right now.
She took that so much better than I thought.
Pinky is not that mature.
Yeah, see,
No,
this is so we can set up her having the most extreme reaction possible.
No Mario.
Where's the part
Because-
where she actually, where
And a one and a two.
they actually set it on fire though?
What to do?
It turned out
That line, it's like it spoke to my very soul. You don't know what to do.
Don't say that song title.
Morning in Ponyville. I don't remember the rest of the words.
Shimmer morning in
Pony in
Ponyville.
Ponyville shines.
Top of the morning to ya.
Oh my god.
Oh no, Pikamina's back! Oh no, Pikamina's back!
There you are.
Run for your lives!
It turns out
See,
he may not have taken up
what do you do when someone cares about an instrument they just got that much? Because, you know, it happens, right? It happens so much. I'm gonna shut up now. before I lose it.
What in the heck?
we just have to figure out what.
She has a death
So
touch.
Pinky's depression. So Pinky's depression is contagious.
Oh, many other things she's really good at doing.
Yeah, not being able to play the Avitaphone is nothing compared to all the things she can do well.
And that's exactly what we'll show. I bet if we get her other stuff she likes and is
I
good at
think it's just because of her hyper focus and doing something that she was enjoying.
Well, the fact that they think it's not supposed to be that big a deal means that it has to be now.
Whoa, this is getting taken out of a hand, and her depression is like contagious.
Yeah. Damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Yep.
Because doesn't that make this episode so... whatever writers think that makes it so...
Being a current drag to everyone in your friend circle.
Wait. Oh no! When the party cannon falls, when the party cannon won't even make her happy, you know it's serious.
Oh, come on. Even Rainbow's helping you make cupcakes. And that rainbow pie. Wow.
Like a pinky mannequin.
Oh my god.
That's a good meme face.
It's not just fixing up the main at all.
See, nothing...
And she
Now you
broke the
got
mirror.
7 years bad luck. What the?
Wow.
See, nothing will make her feel better except the humidiphone. It's that serious.
Yeah.
Well, not to worry. I came up with the perfect solution. Instead of trying to remind her what she's good at, we'll remind her what she's best at. And that's being our friend. We're gonna
She's
throw a
moving.
Pinkie Pie appreciation party. That's a wonderful idea. If any pony needs to know how much she's appreciated, it's Pinkie Pie. We can get the whole town involved, just so she can see what a good friend she is to every pony. Then I hereby officially declare today Pinkie Pie Appreciation Day.
Can I ask you 2 questions?
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
This episode is so like fake of emotion. It just
It is. It's also
Yes.
overdrawn. It also overdrawn on depression.
Yes.
I mean, this joke has been around a while, just like the sheer escalation is the punchline, or like, that bad? No, that bad. It's like,
Oh.
it's like
Hey, Cranky.
the thing is making it more extreme. It was amusing the first few times, and then it's nails on a chalkboard the next million times they do it.
Can you imagine saying, I could, if he was talking?
Let me try something.
Gummy doesn't talk.
Pinkie Pie.
Gummy doesn't talk. Stupid.
Eh.
Can't somebody use
Nothing
like a
can penetrate Gummy's inner monologue.
Wow. Absolutely moving.
Gone? It is a puzzle.
Excuse me.
Oh, yes, of course.
Hey, Maud.
What?
Well, looks like she's moving back to the farm.
Maud, can I ask you a question?
You just did.
Well, can I ask you a question?
You just did.
Yeah.
Oh, for goodness sakes, Maud!
No, they're not. They're right here.
Have you seen Pinkie Pie?
Lots of times. I grew up with her.
Wow.
Really?
Literal.
I'd be like, Maud, no time for your sarcasm for this right now.
Me too.
Maud, don't be like your boyfriend right now.
Room and take everything to the rock farm. She said she wouldn't need them since she's moving to Yakistan.
What?
Whoa, that's a little extreme.
Okay, Maud's not at her best either, but she's honestly a lot funnier than Pinkie is in this episode.
Yeah,
Yes.
pretty
This is another
much,
red
yes.
flag.
Applejack must have misheard you. It almost sounded like you said she...
Actually, who has any of the characters not been funnier than Pinkie Pie in this episode?
I don't know.
Well, Twilight's just Twilight. I don't know if she's
She said
done
when
anything
leave,
funny
if
yet.
her life had no meaning, and at least in Yakistan she could listen to the masters play.
Wow.
That would give her some semblance of happiness.
Well, no.
I say we go to Yakistan right now and make her come back home.
We can't just march up there and tell Pinkie what to do.
That just doesn't sound like Pinkie to do that.
Well, we may not be able to go to Yakistan and force her to come home, but we could go say goodbye. And if we happen to mention how much her friendship means to us, and how much we'd miss her if she were gone forever, and then she decided to come back home on her own.
Codependency.
What are we waiting around here for? Let's get going to Yakistan!
This is like the last roundup.
Does that count as Twilight being funnier than Pinkie?
Oh boy, it's the balloon again.
Since it's debatable, that's really bad.
Oh my gosh,
sign.
we get to see Yakistan.
Again.
Pinkie's gotta be around here somewhere.
But where? Is that the music?
Obviously follow the humidophones.
Are you sure? Because that actually sounds kind of good. Oh, I'm sure. Come on.
Well, it looks like they were actually honest. I like the mood.
Music beautiful.
What I expected. No, sorry. I said I was sorry. There she is. Give me another.
Why, Tony already heard 25
Classic depression move.
Okay, that was one laugh.
I feel
Well, they did that joke all the way back in Best Night Ever with Spike and Donuts.
Oh. Okay. What are you guys doing here?
Just hear us out. We respect your decision to move to Yakistan.
But we just wanted to remind you how much you mean to us, and how much we'd miss you if you decided to move here from.
Fine. I'll move back to Ponyville.
Wow, that was a lot easier than I thought. We're awesome!
Pinky, what's wrong?
Is this gonna be Equestria Games Part 2?
Wait, how is this Equestria Games Part 2?
Wait for it.
Your Vidophone fan pony watch instrument while Ygritte visited React's room?
If I can't play it, I might as well do menial chores for those who can.
Oh god, it's already started.
Guys obviously still miserable.
Oh, I can't bear to see her like this. Pinky,
There it is.
but what else can we do?
Yeah, we've tried everything.
Oh.
Maybe not. Look. Oops, sorry.
Wow.
I
This-
forgot what an awful Yavidophoner I am.
Playing it makes you so happy.
It sure
Yeah, like Pinky's made too many suggestive things with that like instrument.
Yes, she has.
Absolutely.
But you were the ones who told me to stop because I wasn't good.
And we were wrong.
Playing makes you happy. And as long as it makes you
Alright. Just kind of forget that part where we made that thing a literal grenade.
notice the audience are all yak, and they kind of have issues with things that aren't perfect, like my playing. Pinkie Pie, you get up on that stage and play. If these yaks don't like it,
No.
answer to us. Well, okay. If you all
They'll stomp all over you.
Yeah.
And the third Yakistan war begins.
Oh boy.
Yeah, based on the Yak's first appearance. Yeah, that's what should happen.
And also season 8 premiere.
play.
I mean, it's probably not what's gonna happen, but,
Okay. And
Action is
I kind of remember what to do.
hey, that will be a meme.
Ew.
Darn it, we insist.
Wow. What?
Uh-huh.
Me neither, Pinky.
A good set.
You think so? Even though
Wait, is the episode still going?
Your Vidophone
Mhm.
is instrument of
What?
happiness. Playing your Vidophone make pony happy. Pony playing is perfect.
well, if that's the case, let me play you the song I just wrote 2 seconds ago. It's called I Got the Best, Most Supportive
And, of course.
for title.
And a 1.
And a 2.
And a you know
Wow. Taking Trixie joke.
Not since Humphrey Bogart said, "Here's looking at you, kid."
Oh boy.
That
So
was
many
the
bad
episode.
morals. So many bad
Wow.
morals in this episode.
Okay, that just
Alright.
that is not a good Pinkie Pie episode.
Okay, wait, I need to say something.
Go ahead.
I think
Go
this is the
for it.
worst episode of the season so far.
Yeah. this is really good
Okay.
representation of this
Okay,
episode.
Ninja, you got it. Ninja, you have to say it like the buffalo. Like the buffalo is like, we agree. That was the worst episode we've ever seen.
Yes.
I think I was ahead of you guys. I got to the credits like a minute ago.
Wow.
Uh-huh.
Wait, did you rewind when it froze on Unova?
Oh,
No, I didn't hear.
Peter?
Oh, didn't hear at all.
That would explain a lot.
all right. We
Okay.
are so. All right, I am so deleting this from my phone right now. That's all there is to it.
Delete the episode from your
I'm deleting
computer's
it.
memory.
I am deleting this. I am deleting this. I must delete. Deleted!
Delete, delete, delete.
Deleted!
Exterminate.
Exterminate! Deleted! Oh my gosh. This just makes Pinkie Pie just... Okay, Carlos, I understand why that reviewer was like, I hate Pinkie Pie in this. I'm like, you know what? Me too.
I'm
And I didn't want to, but here's the problem. Like, you made Pinky so freaking childish and so freaking obnoxious.
This makes Rainbow's parents' behavior look good.
Yes. That's bad.
I just feel like this is literally like a degradation of like anything at all. You can find likable points about Pinky, and it's just like, well, it's even lower than when it was going on with her post season 7. Oh my god!
This is also really out of character for Pinky. The only thing is that Pinky has a tendency to go to one spectrum, one part of the emotional spectrum to the other. Yes. Well, the thing is just to get sad and depressing so bad that her depression is like contagious to everything, and like it makes contagious to everything, and it makes her. That just seemed all because her friends told her the truth that she's not a good Uvitophone player. That just seemed.
But the thing is, like, the problem is there's so many bad morals in this episode that just conflict with each other. Like, them being honest and hey, you're not bad. That's not necessarily a bad thing. Like, you can like play an instrument even if you're bad at it. The thing is, the real issue wasn't that she was bad. The reason issue was she was being obnoxious when she was playing it.
Yes.
And they could have addressed that like so easily. Like, but like no, there's like, well, since I can't be good at it, I can't play. It's like that's a bad conflict. That wasn't the problem. And then it's at the end, it's like, well, even if it's like that wasn't the problem.
The problem was she was being obnoxious while playing it, as you said.
The problem, I think, might be that that's all a symptom of this episode really being a giant excuse for hijinks, like kind of like Spike at Your Service. Although, I mean, Spike at Your Service was my go-to worst episode for that. Now I might have a new one. Holy heck!
Yeah, like Spike at Your Service actually has a bit of redeemability compared to this episode. It's like Spike at Your Service, even though it has Spike being written incompetently and as a terrible cleaner for Applejack's said, and the total disregard of Twilight because she's too busy with her books that doesn't even know Spike's emotional goodbye to Twilight, which was established in the season 3 premiere.
Right.
Like, at the same time, it was balanced out by so much good comedy from, like, everyone else that it didn't seem to be as bad. It just was, like, as bad for, like, the show was from, like, pre-season 4. But this is just, like, we're going down, like, the dregs of everything. And it's like, how could you get worse than the Mod couple? How do you get worse than Stick in the Mud?
We just found it. We just found how you get worse than that.
Maybe, I'm gonna think of it.
There's only 2 good things I found in this episode. One, some of the faces were hilarious. That's just the animators having fun and trying to save this episode. And 2 is the actual 30 seconds of professional whatever the hell that instrument was called was being played. That actually sounded good. Everything else in this episode was bad, very, very bad.
I think that great comedy and Spike at Your Service is pushing it a lot, but yeah, they both had their moments of fleeting fun and humor, and I will admit that Spike at Your Services were a little less fleeting, that they lasted a little longer.
Mm-hmm.
Although the scene, stuff like what the scene where Spike is, wait, no, if you don't tell me what to do, I won't know if I'm a noble dragon. How will I know? Here, how about I predict what you need? That is just such a glaring example of desperate, out of ideas, insert whatever here comedy. That it's not a done deal just yet. Which one is worse on my card? But this was something special, though. This is what happens when the writers forget about everything else, I think, and just try to crank it up to 11. Either no, the hijinks, they're that funny because they're that over the top. They're that crazy. Or no, the conflict is that big because Pinkie Pie loves this random instrument she just got that much. No, that much, like that And
Like
second.
that much?
Second.
Like literally anyone could write that. That's you hitting us in the face with a sledgehammer. That's not a story.
You know the episode has really gotten to us with seconds like that.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, like, I was not going to count Spike's humor at all in that episode because that was the bad parts about it, worst parts about it. Like, I was talking about every other character outside of that circle that was entertaining. Rainbow. Yeah, I'm just saying, like,
Applejack going along with the making her play straight man to that. That was just like it was a ball of cringe comedy for me there. I mean, Rainbow had that one moment, but I don't know.
Okay, but at the very least, it wasn't like we lost like we lost like a bit of like emotional attachment to Mod in this episode, which so far any other episode wasn't even doing that to us at all. Even the Mod couple didn't make us lose favor of Mod.
Well, I mean, it took away her one of the things she had with the stand-up comedy. I mean, it seemed to see Mod in terms entirely of her gimmick, like all the other Mod episodes, even the one where she wasn't the main point. Like, I kind of had the sense that they were trying to make sure that, like, okay, no, she's not just a gimmick. There is a character there.
Oh yeah, and I also realized what you and Jen were complaining about. It seemed like the current complaint you would make for a modern SpongeBob episode, if I might not be mistaken. And it's like,
aren't fans saying that SpongeBob has found its footing again?
No, yeah, but I'm talking about like from like season 4 to season 8.
Okay.
Or season 9. Yeah, I'm like that is literally like the issue of like modern SpongeBob. Like they go to the extremes for like their plots, and this feels like, yeah, they just were like, let's just write like a SpongeBob episode like in the 2006 to like 2014 such. Just be like that sort of type of quality, and like the Fox brothers just were like, these fans will enjoy such laugh out moments. Meanwhile, in reality, it's like, my God, do you know how emotionally draining it would be to be in a relationship with someone like that?
Yes.
This is like the warning sign of like GTFO now. Get out before they kill you.
This only just shows like how truly unstable Pinky is. It's scary. It's scary like this. This is. I mean, we knew ever since season 1 that how like she can go back and forth and everything. But this is just cementing the point that okay, she's unstable.
This episode is
I'm just wondering something about this episode. Was someone trying to make a point about people with depression? With the characterization of Pinky in this episode?
Oh my God!
Doubt it.
You know what? I kind of hope not, because even though there are cases like that, it's just I don't know. I just hope that was not the motive.
I honestly think it's too much credit, because I mean, like, this episode, it's really loaded to the brim with gimmick writing. Like, if you step back from all the pain you're feeling and take a look at it, like how they keep trying to hammer in that catchphrase, how they repeat the joke 5 different times, just like, okay, how much can Pinky annoy these guys? Like, how much can we make them regret not telling her before? Okay, we have to, how much can we push the thing about, oh, she's depressed, no, like that depressed. I mean, it's writing 101. If you're writing a story, then you've got to write a story. You can't just ham up gimmicks.
The thing is what gets me.
People are gonna like just like they did the last 100 times. And yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
The thing is that with this is so out of character for Pinky. I mean, especially when like she gets depressed and everything, and also the Uvitaphone was like her reason to smile and such. Hold on a minute. Do they remember like a long time ago there was a song called Smile, 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 when Pinky pretty much talks about cheering up her friends is what she's there to do? Cause she loves to see you beam, beam, beam. You know, she loves seeing ponies happy. She loves baking and such. And yet she gets so depressed by not doing all that just because she got told that she's not good at the Uvitophone? I'm sorry, that just does not seem right.
Part that really doesn't seem right. Like she just got the
That
thing.
just doesn't seem right. You know, that doesn't sound like Pinky at all. And also, here's another thing. Pinky has played a plethora of instruments really good. Why all of a sudden would she be bad at this?
Same reason Celestia, who
is
has
bad at
to
acting.
conduct herself in
Well, let's just
public
make her
all
bad
the
at
time,
something.
is that
But yet
bad
she can't.
acting.
But yet she can't act.
No, that bad.
But yet
like
she can't act.
that bad.
Like that bad?
That bad. Yeah, there's a reason they referenced that episode in this one.
That is true. They wanted to redo that moral. They wanted to redo that lesson, honestly, and I didn't think that lesson needed to be redone. But it was good on its own because it shows like Celestia has a bit of a flaw. I mean, yeah, she's a demigod and so much for the Solar Empire. By the way, Lunar Republic. But anyway, that showed that Celestia had a flaw, and we never really known her to have that much of a flaw. But the thing is, like, showing, like, oh, your favorite pony has a flaw with Pinky, and like that just did not, that seemed like a misplaced gimmick right there. I think it could have been worked on another background pony. It should not have been any of the main six. It should have been like a new pony, like we'd never heard of or something. Like, I don't know, it could have been like a new pony, say, at the school where the Kingmark Crusaders go. Hell, it could have been Pipsqueak. That little thing don't get no love. That little thing doesn't get enough love anyway.
Yeah. But it had to be Pinky because it was about.
But it had to be Pinky. It had to be Pinky. So it was like, seriously, that could have been better on maybe another one, but just not Pinky, honestly.
You know what makes part of this unbelievable to me? Remember back to season 1, the Parasprite episode when Pinky was playing all those instruments?
Yes,
and
that's
quite
it.
Good.
That's it. That's exactly what I was trying to say. Thank you for bringing that up. That's exactly it. That's why this one doesn't make any sense. If she was able to lead the Parasprites out and play those instruments well, why? Why would she be bad at this one?
Oh, see, it's apples and oranges. Those were a different instrument. Do you know how many different skills it takes to play the different instruments? Because it's just like how Celestia is good at public speaking because bad at acting. You can't compare the two because we need this plot to work so we can get paid. I mean, so we can make our point.
Well, there you go. The second opinion explains it all. Nah. There you go.
I mean, to be fair, actually, I didn't mind that, like, she was bad at playing. I don't consider it too much of a flaw moment just because, and it is realistic, like, you can't play every instrument perfectly. So I could believe that Pinkie Pie is just bad at one. So I didn't mind that too much. Again, the main issue is, like, she's just obnoxious with it, like, to an unbelievable degree.
But
like,
she got so depressed. She got so depressed when told she wasn't good at it. That's just what got me about it. I was like, why would Pinky care if she's just bad at that? Or does she take it, or is she that sensitive she takes it that seriously?
And I'm just like, if that's the case, then it's like the parallels between her and Fluttershy are just like, Fluttershy might be a bit more sterner stuff on certain other topics compared to Pinky then.
True.
Suicide. I mean, her being that bad, it's obviously a gimmick, but whatever, gimmicks happen. Sometimes we fall back on them. But yeah, I mean, like the, just like how they use it to, just kind of give us a sledgehammer to the face and try to force us to accept all of this. Pinky, bothering everyone is perfectly acceptable. Pinky, they try to force us to accept all of this so they can keep sledgehammering us to the face. Like, thanks. That's a good deal there. I felt like even trade.
Exactly.
So,
I mean, I will say, like, the one moment I actually kind of liked that was kind of cute, in spite of itself, is just where she's leaning on the humidiphone and then, like, just the accidentally squeaking, making it squeak, makes her happy. That was kind of cute, and I mean that's and that's the one moment where they actually kind of try to show how she's like a specific way in which she enjoys this, like how this instrument makes Pinkie Pie happy, not just having her literally say, "I love this thing more than anything in the world." Like that's where it's a gimmick,
Right.
where it's just you trying to tell us how it is, so you have an excuse to keep forcing this plot on us, like where actually showing us that, well, heck, show don't tell. That's one of the most basic rules of thumb, and actually showing us what this does for her. Okay, that's where there's a little more writing involved, a little more something specific, something you can latch onto, and it's not just a gimmick. And that's what every other scene in this episode just about so clearly isn't. So, I mean, I think it kind of speaks for itself why it's not much fun.
All right. I'm going to actually play devil's advocate for this episode right now because I just remembered something.
What is it?
Crystal Empire, the frugal horn.
What?
You remember?
I think he was bad at that.
Yes. And she was very attached with a rainbow. It was like, who was a frugal horn? I want a frugal horn.
Yeah.
A frugal horn.
I want a frugal horn. Oh yeah. Okay.
That was a gimmick too, but I mean that was just a little side gag. That was Hey, isn't it funny that Pinkie is bad at an instrument? Yeah, not really, but whatever. But yeah, this is where they take it up to, like I said, the sledgehammer to the face.
Let's go make an episode about it. I'm sure it'll be fine.
What could go wrong?
Yeah, what could possibly go wrong?
Again, let's just summarize again how bad this episode is, where we're referring to Crystal Empire as a very big positive in comparison.
Ooh, you know it's bad. You know it's bad.
Crystal Empire. I mean, Crystal Empire, in my opinion, has the worst song in the show. But the bad flugelhorn playing is not the problem. Crystal Empire is still an infinitely better episode than this.
Mm-hmm.
Princess Cadence needs our help. Her magic won't last forever. I know we can do it.
That was okay. I mean, well, that was math, but the one where
we have to make a way. We can save the Crystal Ponies with their history.
But no, I wasn't. Oh no, she wasn't.
Oh, that's wrong episode. Sorry.
Prepared for this. They're both in the same episode.
Oh, whoops! Wrong Crystal episode.
Like that is
okay. Wrong episode. My bad.
They're in the same episode.
It's the failure
song and the Crystal Pony song are in the same episode.
Oh, you're right. You're right.
Yeah. I mean, that was the most facepalm example of just like an excuse to play songy music and pad out a scene by saying the same thing again and again and again and calling it a song, which like expecting us to buy that as a song is the biggest facepalm.
Some did it. Well, someone made a remix of it, so.
But okay, like a couple of minutes that are unpleasant to the ears, tied into a competent, often suspenseful story that builds on itself. I'll take that over a bad, not actually that painful music, deliberately bad, not actually that painful music against an episode that, an episode that just is an excuse to keep padding out the same thing again and again and again, and seems to think it's so darned funny that it can just keep shoving it in our face. Get it? The failure song.
No, you don't. Well, we're gonna hammer it a few more times. Get it now?
Yeah. Failure song hammers in the same thing for 3 minutes. This one hammers in the same thing for 20 minutes.
How much of hammering can you handle?
Hammer time.
Not that much.
But I'm sorry if I tried too hard to draw parallels there just to amuse myself with the Crystal Empire failure song now.
Where's the vampire?
But that is,
Where's
but for the
the
record, yeah,
pony?
that is what I was doing with that.
Gotcha. Where's the ponies? Where's the vampires? Anybody else got any opinions?
Opinions. Is
Opinions.
there any other opinion than the second opinion in here?
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, do we
Any
have a
other
third opinion?
any other views? Any other views? Views for against.
Okay, well,
I think we're all pretty much against.
Yeah, I have to agree. I'm against. Me too.
Yes.
Or
This is
here we go.
sort of-
For against, or Cthulhu.
Sure.
I literally feel like this is the saddest day to be a Pinkie Pie fan because this episode finally
Yes.
releases in the West.
Yes. This is the worst. This is one of the worst Pinkie episodes.
No, I think
This
this
makes
is
her
the
look
worst.
So this is the worst. The worst Pinkie Pie episode ever.
What's the competition? The other Yak episode is actually pretty solid competition for that. The first one.
No.
That was a bad moral and facepalm comedy as well.
Yes.
No, but it's half and half. It's half good with the Pinkie stuff, half bad with the Yak's first appearance.
And the Pinkie stuff does end up being pointless, though, and even that has a couple of bad moments. Like, oh, please tell me this is magical sand-colored snow. Because Waka Waka.
Waka Waka Wonka. Waka Waka Waka. Pinkie Pie's gonna talk. What the hell?
Currently just
Yeah, I mean, the Pinkie Pie stuff was, like, the Pinkie Pie stuff in that episode was a lot better, like, I will admit I agree there, but it does end up being pointless, and you could argue that the Yak comedy was a little more painful.
Mm-hmm.
But the more I think about it, though, the more I think that, okay, yeah, maybe I'm just playing devil's advocate there. This might really be that quote-unquote special.
Yeah, I just literally feel like the Yaks episode, like, I definitely agree about how bad the Yaks were in the first appearance, but then they redeemed themselves in my eyes with their future appearances finally. Just so much. Just everything didn't feel right. Yeah. I'm literally just looking through this entire episode list and I'm just like, my goodness. Aside from like that episode, it's like it's not really any. Wait a minute. Okay, there is a boring episode in the form of the one where Pinkie Pie knows, but that's really it.
Yeah, well, like I don't.
You mean the episode with no moral?
Exactly.
Other than she was keeping a secret for Cadence and Shining Armor.
Yeah, well, that, like, the part where she's about to tell and the only reason she doesn't is because Cadence and Shining Armor show up in time. That is the perfect place to put that clip from MST3K. We hope you've enjoyed No Moral Theater.
Pretty much. Then what could have, you know what, something that could have been done is like Cadence could have been like, do you pinky promise? And all she had to do was say pinky promise, and Pinky would have done it. She would have no problems whatsoever. Because remember, no pony breaks a pinky promise.
Nobody.
No pony.
Nobody.
Oh wait.
Nobody.
Oh, wait a minute.
Nobody.
Okay, I forgot about the two Nick Coffalone episodes from season 7 and season 8.
Which ones?
Rock Style of Friendship and Not
It's my turn to say it certainly wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I think I've only got a friend indeed. I am not a big supporter of that episode, but I mean that also had its moments, like the Smile song.
I mean, like for me, like in retrospect, it's like, yeah, it's kind of like bad the way Pinkie Pie was forcing her friendship on Cranky. And on the second side of the matter, I kind of like related to Pinkie Pie because I was kind of like that. Like I kind of felt like that episode, like I felt like a connection with her because like I felt that way about me as Pinkie compared to like Cranky, who was kind of like my father in some circumstances, or just but really it's more of like a bit of like a negative that episode is now. Just just the way that it kind of was a bit destructive. Even if it has a smile song, it doesn't excuse it of that.
It almost had the same mechanics as that episode. I mean, here's Pinky trying to make friends with Cranky and being obnoxious.
Yeah, and like jokes that are, again, it's just like how big we can push it. Like, what Cranky wants a new wig, so Pinky, like, there's not really, it's a punchline without a setup. Pinky randomly decides that the right way to get him a new one is to run up a flagpole and scream to the whole town that he's bald. I'm like, okay, what's the joke?
Well, all he
That
wants to
he's
do is
bald?
all he wants to
We
do
already
is just
got
go to
that part.
Pony. All he wants to do is just go to Ponyville and like mourn and like mope and everything because of the loss of Matilda.
Yeah, I mean,
That's
it's kind of
it.
like what's a good comparison? Like
But then she redeemed
I would-
herself by finding Matilda.
yeah, but what was it? Darn it! I wish I could think of one of the examples like where the joke is just that the character is annoying. Like that's not really a joke. That's just annoying. But like if it's that they bring that the character it like somebody else thinks they can get around the annoyance, so they do something to deserve the annoyance, and then they get hit with it. Like that's what like Squidward thinking he's above SpongeBob, and only to constantly get brought down to SpongeBob level. Like he thinks he's gonna make fun of SpongeBob's sea bear circle by proving sea bears don't exist, and then he gets mauled 10 times by a sea bear. Like exactly.
So worth it. So worth it. So worth it with Squidward. So worth it.
But at the same time, it's like Squidward's like the most pitiful character of them all.
Yeah, kind of, sort of.
Yeah, like seriously, Spike abuse. You think Spike abuse is bad? Squidward abuse / torture is worse.
Why do I enjoy it?
Well, because Squidward does something like even though he's not himself so bad that he's like rating just to look at. I mean, he does stuff to invite it. He kind of asks for it, and it's like Squidward.
Yeah.
Squidward is the setup, and there's a punchline. Like, what would have been what would have been a setup for Cranky if he would have been like, "You owe me a new wig, but I don't know where to get one. No, you get me one as fast as possible." Okay. Hey everybody, this bald doggy needs a wig as fast as possible. There you go.
Oh, that would be perfect.
Right.
That's in a way we call karma.
Exactly.
That's what we call karma.
Deliver the punchline. Keyword punch.
Exactly.
All right, but I guess any other closing thoughts before?
This episode was as bad as Pinky's Uvitaphone playing.
This is a humidiphone song of an episode.
Yep, you said it. That's I agree. That's it. Nothing else to be said except good night.
Pinkie Pie suppression is contagious. It's affected all of us Pinkie Pie fans.
Has.
And look, I wasn't a fan of a big fan of the Celestia thing either. Like, hey, let's ham her up for no end. But I mean, if there's a defense for that episode, it's that, okay, you could argue that the real point, I wouldn't necessarily agree, but there is an argument to be made that the real point is the mother-daughter relationship between Twilight and Celestia. Like, even if you're like me, where, okay, I don't care how many flaws you gave her, I don't care if you gave her the most deep flaws ever written, if you just wrote a fan fiction character and inserted it into Celestia's place. But, yeah, even then, the argument is still that, okay, the mother-daughter relationship is the real point. This episode doesn't even have that. It has a random instrument that you pulled out of your backsides from nowhere. That's your real story, your point.
That's it.
Pinkie Pie loves this random instrument that you made up because you wanted to do this hijinks plot.
And the fact that she might actually be, like, interested in this instrument, if you know what I'm saying, is just...
She just likes it. She just likes it because it's squishy and it makes noises. That's it. That's it. Because she likes it because it's squishy and it makes noises. That's it.
Alright.
That's the only reason. It's stupid.
But I think I will say something good about this episode. One of my big complaints about this season is that we just had a whole bunch of meh episodes, and it's just not really fun to talk about those. Oh, this is a straight up bad episode, and it was hilarious to break out how bad it was. So, thank you.
Yes.
Yes.
All right. That reminds me of thinking season 6 might have been better if it was a little worse.
Oh.
Who are the writers of this episode anyway?
The Fox.
It's Josh Haber, and someone else. I didn't see.
No.
No,
It's the Fox
Brothers.
Brothers. Fox
What?
Brothers.
The guys who
Wait a
started
minute,
out.
are you sure?
Yeah.
Are you sure? Because I thought I saw Josh Haber and never mind.
No, Josh Haber is story editor. Josh.
Never
Haber's
mind.
story-
Never mind. My bad. Never mind.
Yeah,
My
like
bad.
literally
Wrong credits.
literally the guys behind Forever Philly and
Okay.
Discord and Harmony.
Okay. My bad. I looked at the wrong credits.
No worries. But actually, that's a heartbreaker because I was under the impression that when they're not partnered up with a bad story, bad story writer, that they were all right. So
Yes.
actually, on that note, I kind of wonder if the season editors are the real problem. This is Josh Haber back again from season 6, because we all know what a hit that was, and now he's teamed up with a newbie.
Oh no. Wait a minute. Let me just double check to make sure Josh Haber actually is story editing.
Okay.
Got some screen.
I've looked it up before. He is. I mean, somebody else is too. And I mean, unless he stopped mid-season 8, I'm pretty sure it's him.
Okay. All right then. So, just overall, it's kind of like, yeah, this episode is definitely has like bad qualities to it. And it seems like it's like a soul type of bad that's like if you don't realize what's so bad about the nature, unless you're older, or if you find like Pinkie Pie annoying this episode, there is a very good reason why you should feel that it's bad. For your younger kids, hopefully you'll learn. Not through the way the episode teaches you, but through your own interpretations of the episode.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Just don't follow someone into a room and start playing loudly.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. Don't follow Pinkie Pie's example, kiddies.
No.
I'm going to cut myself off, or else we're going to go through the whole list all over again.
Yes, I think I think we
right.
we got to the point.
All right. I guess see y'all next time.
Bye.
Bye.
Take care.